So hello everyone, back again with me, Sir Julius, in physics class. So without further ado, let us start our physics class today. Okay, so in physics, we try to understand how our universe works. If we see around in our surroundings, we will notice that everything in this world is moving. Now, so for today, we will learn about the concept of motion. When I was young, I always loved to watch race in my television. Formula One, MotoGP, Superbike, and a lot of it. Now, in every race, I see a lot of terms that I didn't understand back then, such as top speed, kilometers per hour, and then miles per hour. Back then, I didn't understand what all of that terms means. But after I learned physics, I understand what the definition of the concept of all the terms that I mentioned earlier. When we talk about motion, we will talk about four important elements that we have in motion. The first one is time, second one is position, the third one is velocity or speed, and then the last one is acceleration. Okay, so in 8th grade, we'll only talk about linear motion. So what is linear motion? So linear motion is one-dimensional movement. So we'll only talk about the movement in one axis. So for example, if a car is moving from A to B, when we talk about linear motion, we'll assume that the car is only moved in one axis. So it only can move back or forth. So our first question will be, what is motion? So we call something is moving when that object has a change in position. So when that object is not moving, it will not change its position. We call it the object is at rest condition. So we've already know whether something is moving or in a rest condition. But I have one problem. Let's imagine you and your brother is on a trip. So you sit on a passenger seat, meanwhile your brother is driving the car. And then later, Andy, who is waiting for a bus in a bus stop, see you passing him. So you know that you are in a sitting condition in a moving car. So the question will be, are you moving or not? Well, the answer is, it depends. So for your brother, who is sitting on the driving seat, he see you not changing position because you only sit, you are not moving. So for him, you are in a rest condition. Meanwhile for Andy, who is standing outside the car, he see you changing your position. So for Andy, you are moving. So we can conclude it that motion is relative. It depends on the frames of reference. Or in Bahasa Indonesia, we call it titik acuan. Now we will go to our next topic. So in motion, you must know the difference between two terms. The first one is distance, and then the second one is displacement. So I will give you one example. Andy is walking from point A to point B, 4 meters. After that, he continue walking from point B to point C, 3 meters. So we've already know that the distance between point A and point C is 5 meters. So after we see the example, now I will explain to you the difference between distance and displacement. So when we talk about distance, we talk about the actual path covered. So when Andy is walking from point A to point B, and then from point B to the point C, we can calculate the distance of it. So from point A to B, 4 meters. Meanwhile from point B to C, 3 meters. So the actual path covered is 4 plus 3, 7 meters. So we can conclude that the distance of it is 7 meters. Meanwhile, when we talk about displacement, we only see its initial position, posisi awal, and its final position, posisi akhir. So the displacement will be the shortest distance between 2 points. We only see the initial position and then the final position. So in Andy's case, the displacement of it is 5 meters because the distance from point A to point C is only 5 meters. So remember, for distance, it is the actual path covered. Meanwhile, for displacement, we only see its initial position and its final position. Okay, so we've already learned about motion and rest condition, and then we've already learned about motion is relative. And after that, we've already learned about the distance and displacement and the difference between both of that terms. So that's it for today. I will see you again next time. Bye!